What's up, ladies and gents? It is a Monday night, and like a psychopath that I am, it is a little past my bedtime, but I didn't go live today. We said we were gonna make it happen, so we're here to make it happen. Today, I thought it would be fun to more so talk about funnels, right? Funnels. How are we gonna build an audience and keep re-engaging with the audience? And especially in the real estate space, you see a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll start with a giant list, right? So just a giant list at the very top, cold outreach just blasting away. Like no one knows who that list really is. They're just like, run it and gun it. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. Bam. All right. Awesome. All right. We're just on the webcam tonight. Sorry. And nothing fancy. So we just start with the list, right? Especially in the real estate space. And then we get our responses, and then we go from there. Then we get our leads. But the thing is that people only run the list one time. Once. So if you only run this thing once, let's say there's 10,000, you get 10% responses, that's 100, right? So you get 100, and then from those responses, you can only convert, let's say 10%, we'll be gracious. You get 100 leads, you get 10 leads from that, and it goes down from 10. So we go from 10,000 down to 100, down to 10. Now let's say you can't even close these leads. So you just spent how much money to get this list of 10,000 to go down to 100 to get 10, and you couldn't close anything. Now what if we just ran this list multiple times? All right, let's say we ran it, what is this, 6 times. So now we have 600. And if we scale this up, we have 60. What are your probabilities of closing one of that 60? Probably 1. Maybe you can get 2 if you're really good. So if you close 2 of that 60, that's a 1 in 30 for outbound. That's pretty solid, if you ask me. Now, as for inbound, that's like a whole different game, right? That's like more intent-based. You have like meta ads that are super awesome. Those work great. But outbound is a whole nother animal. And what I see more than anything is people just like give up way too fast, like on all this outbounding stuff. Like it's not hard, right? If we just keep rerunning this list as many times as we can to get the most amount of responses we can, right? And this is just through, let's just say we're cold calling and doing text blasting. Not super hard, super cost effective. Same thing with, if you do mailers, right? The point is being always top of mind and continuing to go. And continuing to be in front of your prospects, right? That's why meta retargeting is a thing. That's why Google Ads retargeting is a thing, like on YouTube, right? So why can't we do that in outbounding and run this like an actual business rather than like a one and gun, right? And I think that is like a common misconception that happens when people get into this space, right? So they're just like, oh man, this will be like some quick wholesale money, and we'll move on to the next thing. It's like, cool, okay. You can do that. You're probably not going to be any good at it or get anywhere with it, right? And it's just like, how can you expect to get any type of result when we haven't had time to let the thing do what it do? Like marketing takes time. Good results take time, and this list can be run more than once. And chances are, if your marketing is like super awesome, you're gonna get more than that, 600 out of 10,000 anyways for responses that you can convert into leads, actual leads. It's very simple to do what we do. Simple, not easy though. That's the thing. But what we see here is like, let's say out of this, half of them are even ready to sell right now. So we have 30 of them. Of that 30, I guarantee you 90% of people are never going to talk to those 30 again. Never. Never. So you hear all the time the fortune is in the follow-up, right? And I know some real estate investors, what they'll do is they'll put their leads through like 10 days of hell or whatever, to where they just keep blowing them up, blowing them up, blowing them up. I honestly, I am one of those people that'll keep blowing them up, blowing them up, blowing them up. But being on the other side of that, of being blown up, I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. And I see both sides, I do. But there also is like a boundary of like just straight up being disrespectful. And then there's like a boundary of like, you know, you got to do what you got to do to get some of these people to respond. Because honestly, I suck at responding myself. And it's just how it goes. But nonetheless, okay, that is like always the game. It's just the funnel. And if you just increase your follow-up rate and your funnel, you're gonna be fine. So just keep re-engaging with your prospects. And we can just running this over and over and over again. I'm going to rerun it multiple ways. And we want to go with our intent-based marketing, with the intent of helping, right? So another thing I've noticed, another revelation is like when I do stuff for me, it doesn't work out in my favor. When I do it for someone else, it works out every single time the way I want it to anyways. So if we just always go and we go to get it to work out in whoever's favor, right? Let's say it's a client, let's say it's a prospect here, and we do it just for them. We don't do it for us. It's going to work out 10 times better anyways. It's kind of neat how all that works. But just a small little revelation I have come across here recently. And yeah, this is my favorite thing, like funnels and keeping people engaged, right? So we can have contacts, right? We just have to increase the engagement for all of our contacts. That's what marketing is, right? It's just telling people about us and keeping them coming back to us. So the essence of marketing, kind of the smell of marketing, that's kind of funny. All marketing is getting people to know about our stuff. So why would we only hit this list once when we could hit it 6 times, get 6 times the throughput, and keep it rolling, right? The saying is like it goes from like 8 to 12 touch points to even get a deal anyways. So why would we only run a list one time when we can run it 12 times? 6 times, right? Why do that when we can run it 12 times and get this list like super hot? Now, you may say, oh, my data isn't that great. That's fair. Sometimes the data just does suck. Nothing I can do really to help you there. But if you join the school group, link in the description, I'm more than happy to show you exactly where some of my deals come from and everything in there. It's completely free to join. And we can talk about how I get deals, the data I use. Super awesome. All right, honestly, this is kind of a low production stream. I might have to get like a different webcam or something from Best Buy or take mine with me when I go traveling this week because I feel kind of bad. This is kind of crappy. And I don't want to put it out there unless it's good. But the audio is probably super crispy, I bet. It's probably like really, really crispy. All right, but it is freaking 8:14. Let's see what we got. All right, we're still just going along here on the YouTube. All right, so the other thing is like our funnel is essentially like no one follows up and they don't call their leads, right? So calling the leads is literally super easy. But no one calls them. I don't get why no one freaking calls their leads. If you call your leads in a timely manner, your close rate will go up. Like, especially if you're doing like these inbound strategies. Outbound, you just got to keep following up with these guys. If you go inbound with your lead nurture, these things are like hot potatoes, okay? You better get on them, otherwise someone else is going to get to them. And they're not cheap, so like get on it. That's the other thing. Even if they want to ghost you, just keep rerunning it. Have a system that'll keep texting them for you. Why go out of your way to make that happen? But with inbound funnels, they're pretty cool. All right. So you have a landing page. You're probably advertising on Google or Meta. So you have a little page that they fill out, and then it just comes straight to you. Right? So it's coming to you, but I bet you the seller is also searching on their phone. Yeah, that's my phone. And this information is not only going to you, it's going to another wholesaler, another investor, because of how the marketing is set up on some of these platforms. If they are looking for it, these other guys are probably going to get forms that are filled out too. So your competition is these guys rather than some guy that pulls a list, right? And that list gets resold over and over and over again. So you still got to get speed to lead here. So just call your lead. It's that easy. And if you call your lead faster, you'll probably get a deal faster too. But no one freaking calls their leads. I do not get it. I do not understand. No one follows up either. Like, it makes no freaking sense to me. But I guess, some people just don't want to be in business. That's fine. Okay, cool with me. You do you, I guess. Wouldn't be me, like, not when there's so many things to do. So essentially, from even these guys, I bet you they're resold multiple times to other different guys. Let's say one of these guys is even just like a little PPL company. And this guy, he resells it to a whole other basket. And all these guys get the data. You get the point, okay? You get the point. I don't need to over-explain anything. But I'll show you. Let me see if I can pull up my system here. Okay, let's see what we got. So I have actively right now 191,000 contacts in my CRM, like a madman. I don't know anyone that has that many contacts in their CRM, honestly. There's a mix of agents, sellers, inbound, outbound, so many different leads in here, right? And all that needs to happen is someone, an AI bot, it just needs to keep getting rinsed and repeated, right? So just keep following up with that. So then that list stays warm. And then when something's ready to pop, it pops like popcorn and it comes my way. I don't get anyone that runs a list only one time. No matter how you build it, right? Run it more than once. Send mailers. you knock, you text, you call, you do what you gotta do, make it happen. Let's see here. Let me see. The oldest contact I have in here is probably a year or two ago, and I'll tell you the last time it was contacted. Yep, it was August 15th. It was a Facebook forum lead. And they sold their home successfully. That's why they haven't been contacted in over a year. Man, that was like when I first got started in the business, not gonna lie. Oh man, there's so many like different cold call leads in here that I had. I need to reactivate these guys. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me know what questions we have in the chat. Like funnels are super easy. I can talk about them all day long. Like configuring stuff in like whatchamacallit, Meta in Google. Stuff is fairly simple to do for like funnels and everything. But they say that the fortune is always in the follow-up. I'll tell you, the more you follow up, the more chances you have of making the shot in, right? Everyone at some point has a leaking bucket funnel. I'll tell you, I'm fairly certain I have one right now. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple things that just need to be tweaked out with it, and then the system will just keep rinsing and rinsing and rinsing until we squeeze all the juice out. And that is like a magic funnel right there. Let me see. Do we have any questions in the chat? Oh, no questions so far. No questions. But we are it's gonna be a long night here at the office. We have a bunch of stuff that just needs to get worked on, and I figured I would go live, talk to you guys a little bit about funnels. And a lot of people are going to say, no, and that's okay, because it's never, no is really never no. It might be a like, not right now, talk to me, this period. Oh, I got, there's always like some other problem. And yeah, that's it. Like real estate investing is super simple. You market, you find a seller that needs to sell, you give them, you work with them. It just takes time. And yeah, I think this year we've closed 8 or 9 deals so far, which is pretty solid, honestly, for a first year in real estate investing. I like that. And so much that was learned throughout all of this. There's so many connections that were made throughout all of this that are just phenomenal people that you meet on the journey along the way. And yeah, that's about all I got on funnels for right now. I think they're super simple. If anyone has any questions in the chat, I'm happy to break down the funnel and what that looks like. For funnel, I can draw one out. Another thing I like to do is we could do like retargeting. Retargeting is super fun for people that like visit your website, and then you just keep throwing them ads, ad after ad after ad after ad, because they visited your website once. That's super fun. Like I can go into my my Meta Ads account, break some of that down. I can show the CoLab ads account. There's people that see my ads 5 times. It's pretty solid, and we just keep retargeting some of that. Right. Well, we're getting off topic about funnels here. Funnels. I mean, a funnel is super simple. You have cold traffic, you warm them up, then they become leads. That's it. And it just takes time to compile that. You could have like a landing page where they opt in on it. It's super simple. I think most people overcomplicate simple ideas. And what that does is it creates complicated ideas when really the concept of everything is simple. It just gets like alphabet soup-ish. And I think that's what really happens. Is stuff gets like chopped up, but it doesn't need to be chopped up. It just needs to be simple. And I think a lot of things are losing simplicity now, especially in the world of AI and everything. Everyone's like, oh, AI, it's so awesome. And it's like, I don't disagree. It's like, what makes it awesome? Like, what do you like about this? Yeah, interesting thought. Yeah, that's what I got on funnels, honestly. The more you follow up to a cold list, the more you can warm it up, and provide value, lead with value. It's important. And if you haven't already joined the school group, the link is in the description. You have my free agent outreach system is inside of the school group. If you go join the school group, go to classroom. It's going to be down towards the bottom. Free agent AI outreach system. That is there. It looks like YouTube is starting to work now, maybe. Let's see. I don't know why Facebook comments don't want to connect. Yeah, that's what I have for tonight's stream. Just a quick brief on funnels. And I think we'll do a longer one. We're going to do a longer stream tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. I'll go through some of my deals and call some agents tomorrow. I think that'll be more fun than me yapping about funnels. But that's essentially what a funnel is. You're taking cold traffic, taking it to warm traffic, and then boom, you have your prospects, leads, whatever you want to call them. There's many different names. Yeah, I think we'll end it into there tonight. That's what a funnel is. There's many different ways to get people inside your funnel, in your ecosystem, right? Yeah, I think we'll call it there for tonight. Looks like we have some more people popping in here and there. For those of you that haven't already joined the school group, the link is in the description. It's absolutely free. Inside the school group, you get my free agent outreach system. That literally you can message thousands of agents with a click of a button. There's even a tutorial on how to set it up. Super simple, super easy, super fun. And if you haven't already followed me, go and do so. And I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow when we call up some agents from that system and we get rocking and rolling. Until then, take it easy, follow up with some leads, and close some deals.